May of 2002. He is including more than 1,000 in the FA18 Hornet. He has also amassed over 260 arrested landings aboard Navy aircraft carriers. He's now going to demonstrate the FA-18's extremely tight turning radius, whether in a dogfight or while avoiding surface-to-air missiles. The ability of the Hornet to turn in a very tight space gives it a tremendous tactical advantage. Now, ladies and gentlemen, from the left, at 6 times the pull of gravity, it's the Hornet. Minimum radius turn. Navy pilots are trained to hit the landing area with pinpoint accuracy in what is not so much of a landing as it is a controlled crash. He'll approach from the right at 150 miles an hour, flying a descending turn to a 3/4 mile final approach point. This speed allows only about 15 seconds to precisely adjust the flight path in order to touch down in an area not much larger than your driveway. You see now that the landing gear and the tail hook are extended. It is the tail hook that catches one of 4 steel cables stretched across the deck of the carrier to stop that 30-plus thousand-pound aircraft in as little as 400 feet. We'll complete the carrier configuration task by selecting full afterburner and powering up the Hornet and doing a 1/2 FA-17 instead. That'll work for us, and it became the FA-18 Hornet. In a very short space and a very short time, you will see the Hornet change direction from a horizontal flight path straight up. Watch as the aircraft will then twist away from the crowd, underscoring the incredible capability of the aircraft. It's this ability, combined with a deadly array of air-to-air weapons, that makes the FA-18 a fearsome opponent in aerial combat. Coming in from the right, the pitch rate demonstration. Your United States Navy's FA-18 Hornet, piloted by Lieutenant much as 56,000 pounds. Empty 23,000. Today, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30,000 pounds. And I'm just checking with the maintainers, and they give me a thumbs up on that. He's going to demonstrate the incredible controllability of the FA-18 Hornet. The Hornet is famous for its ability to fly slower than any other comparable fighter. No other aircraft would dare to attempt to maneuver at these speeds, but the FA18 remains completely controllable through the use of two flight control computers. High alpha, or high angle of attack, meaning that the nose is pulled up a number of degrees, in this case about 25 or 26 degrees above the horizon, and slowing to about 1/10 of its maximum speed of 1,180 miles an hour right here across the line at 120 miles per hour. How about that for above the ground and execute a decelerated 360-degree turn. Once the gear and flaps are lowered, listen for the precise power changes that Jeremy will make as the aircraft is expertly guided onto the landing spot at show center. Also notice that the aircraft doesn't flare so much as it does just slam down on the runway. It is flown directly onto the runway. Coming for the break. Let's take a look. This is over about 350 knots, or close to 400 miles per hour. Watch the sharp bank to the left as he does the carrier brake. Jeremy now pulls the throttles back, comes out of afterburner, reaches over with his left hand and cycles the landing gear, lowering it, and also, if he were actually going to land on a carrier deck, lowers the tail hook. There are 4 steel cables stretched across every aircraft carrier, and it's the job of the pilot to have that tail hook catch, if he can, or she can, the number 3 wire. And if, however, for some reason, the pilot is unable to have that hook engage one of those cables, even if the pilot does engage the cable, the throttles come forward to military power so that there's enough power to do a go-around. Now let's listen carefully as Lieutenant Chambly comes in and demonstrates a bolter, a quick touch and go on the runway. Touchdown, throttles forward, full power nose coming out. Join up with the 2 other aircraft as part of the United States Navy's tailhook legacy flight demonstration. But the pilots get all the glory, but the maintainers make sure it's going to be flyable. And I've got 3 gentlemen up here today with me on the stand keeping an eye on things, and I hope you will join me in a round of applause.